Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Here we are. I'd be careful on that return to value because we do have a distribution formed right here. Right, so we have a value area high right here and the top of the distribution. So careful with that. Okay, let's see what the market has in store for us. Guys, if you're in the main chat, be sure to join in the stage room, the live trading channel. That's where we chat. Morning, Henry. Morning, Zalos. Morning, Tony. Morning, Bojan. Yeah, CVD looks terrible. I'd be careful with any longs up here at the top of this distribution. We're kind of in a balanced market right here. Don't trade the bands in a vacuum, right? We have a value area right here, right? Balanced market for the last half hour in this range from 800 to 40. Now, if we break out of it and hold, we can get more upside, but I wouldn't want to buy the top of this distribution. We get everything set up over here. Hope everybody had a really nice weekend. I did. I went to Tampa and I did a podcast with Austin Silver from ASFX. Had a great time. Awesome dude. We totally jived talking about trading nonstop and just had a really nice time. He was an excellent host. Got to talk a lot about the book and the VWAP Wave system, and it was just awesome. I really enjoyed myself. So it was worth the drive. A lot of buyers stepped in there, huh? On the cumulative delta. Interesting. We're almost back up in the delta to where we opened. So this could be a return to value. Tough to buy here, though, if you know what I mean. We have the point of control here, which is also the IV high from Friday. But like we don't have a whole lot of upside if we reject at value at the top of this distribution. So, I'm not a huge fan of this spot. I did mark this out as value area high, which is now from Friday, which is now value area low on the regular trading hours. I have this low volume node marked out from Friday, which I like for a scalp long. So that's an interesting spot to watch with the point of control down at 735. Right around here. So we have a couple levels to the downside. To the upside, we have, we're above Friday's highs here. We do have this low volume node pretty much right here at VWAP. So that could be a good place to short if we get up there, is VWAP. We have VWAP and a low volume node on the session, kind of in the same spot. We have value area high, kind of at the same spot as the upper band on the session. And then we have all-time highs, of course. So let's see if we get to any of these levels. I'll look for a short up here at around the 850 level. See if that works out for us. This is a return to value long if you're just looking at the bands. But like I said, the problem we have right here is the top of this distribution and this low volume node right above it. So I'm looking more for the short. If we break out and go a little higher on this distribution, look for the rejection. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Okay. Welcome everybody on YouTube. We have a whole bunch of new members in the audience now in the premium Discord. Welcome everybody. I stream every morning, 10 a.m. Morning, John from Thailand. Trader Rick from Belize. Welcome. XNA Pool. Welcome. What would be the market time for Bitcoin and crypto? So I like the New York Open for Bitcoin a lot. And then the, what is it? The 8 o'clock open also works. 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that kind of new chart we get. Like if you auto plot your VWAPs on Bitcoin, that's kind of when it plots itself. So there's that as well. Those two are I like for Bitcoin. Jaman, good morning. Abdullah, good morning. Viking Rage. Great name. Viking Range. Rage. Corey, good morning. Clumsy, good morning. Henry. Goog Wave. KG Moneymaker, good morning. We got a lot of people, guys. This is exciting. From the Maldives, Zachary from Kenya. Quite the international audience here this morning. So we're watching gold, we're watching NQ. Gold is at IB high here, guys. So this is an inflection point. We also have upper band. This could be a good place to look for a short. But you know, this could be a, what I don't like about the short here is that we have a higher low formed on the hourly, right? So this could have a lot more upside. So maybe we look for the break of IB high and hold acceptance for more upside on gold. So let's see how that pans out. NQ back to lower band. This could be the back test before the next leg up. Yeah, this is a tough spot. Also, we're at point of control, right? So we can expect choppy conditions at the point of control on both the session and regular trading hours right here. So this is going to be a choppy spot on the indexes. You know, there's a whole lot going on right here, guys. I wouldn't blame anybody for sitting tight right here on the indexes. No real direction. Point of control, coin flip spot. Gold rejecting IB high. Okay. This might be a temporary rejection. I wouldn't, you know, you could scalp this. But based on the higher time frame, you know, I would expect us to probably go at least at 305. Well, it seems like a good sell-off there. We'll see what happens. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, we did get the fade trade on gold. That's not, you know, that could be temporary before they push it higher. Hard to say. Right? That was a good spot to short. But on the higher time frame, it's not great confluence. You do have, well, not really. We're kind of at the point of control from this high volume node from Friday. Nice, Delos. That was the trade. You had IB high and upper band, same spot. Yep, that was a good back test of return to value, wasn't it? So what Chuck is saying is we broke into value and we back tested the lower band. So now watching this 850 level. FBKP from Paraguay. Paraguay. So I do like this spot up here, guys. VWAP and low volume node, which is right here on the higher time frame. We have this mildly sloping VWAP. Yeah, we might not get up there. We'll see what happens. So I'm up 500 bucks across my 5 Top Step accounts. Trying to get to 1,000, so I'm halfway there already, which is nice. I took the short. I took this short off of IB high from Friday and lower band. So I caught that nice one. And I bought lower band here for a nice scalp as well. So those are my 2 trades. Executed them nicely. And if we make this bigger, so let's get rid of this arrow. So it was this long right there. on the reclaim, and then I went short right there. Sure, I have a video on all that, Ranjith. Let me post it here for you.
Stick says the tariff impacts will play out over time.
There you go. That'll show you how to install and put the settings on for each of the indicators. Okay. You're very welcome. Okay, so we're watching this. I'll tell you when I'm in. Not yet. Wait. Wait. All right, I took one.
Bostic adds that businesses' response to tariffs could stretch into next year.
I'll probably add a second. Hopefully it doesn't rip me out of here. Does like to do that. They're battling. Looks strong, doesn't it? This is the spot. I have 2 minis. I'm willing to risk my profits on the day on this trade.
Bostic says the risk of the tariff will is different.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to push it through, doesn't it?
Question.
Well, this might not work out. Failed breakdown. We'll see if it holds at this spot. I'm out at 860. See if they can reject it here. Took one off just to lower my exposure a little bit. I move my stop to break even. I can always get back in. All right, so that's the value area high on that distribution. Didn't get filled.
Pricing hasn't worked itself into the economy yet.
There. All right, little winner on that one. Not great execute. Went a little further into that price area, and I front ran it a little bit. So it was a great spot to short. Nice, Corey. And we had nice confluence there too. All right, so I'd look for maybe a return to 28. Point of control. If we get up to 48 again, though, I might break even it if you didn't take any profits, because they could be buying this up to push it through. All the shorts will blast that through that level. I have point of control at 35. Oh, yeah, it did hit it, didn't it?
Bostic says, we need more information to know what's next for monetary policy.
Yeah, so, yes, there's a downward slope, but also failed breakdowns have been in play over and over and over again in this market. So don't get too short happy or too greedy with the shorts, because this market loves to rip out of failed breakdowns. And so far we have this, kind of price channel.
Bostic asset uncertainty over the outlook is more than just trade policy driven.
Starting to break it a little bit here. All right. Morning Art from New Jersey. Deals requests. I do. I trade live every morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually go to around 12. Monday through Friday. I won't be trading this Friday because of 4th of July, but I will be streaming Thursday. Not sure if I'm trading or not. Keith asked, what's the difference between volume point of control and VWAP? So volume point of control is based on the price level where the most volume has transacted. Quite literally, the amount of volume. VWAP is an average of volume times price. So it's a little bit different of a calculation, and they're different. They're both important. We watch both. One's not more important than the other. We trade both. We need to know where they are. Corey, if you held that one, that was a nice trade, man. Good conviction on that one, whoever took it. I had it circled. I had a gray box. I had a red circle around it. I said, I'm looking for the short. And, I mean, it doesn't get much more, doesn't get much nicer than that. So our conviction at that level was obviously we had VWAP. We had pretty much the upside of this distribution. So value area high on the distribution we have built. Right, pretty close to it. And then we also had a low volume node on the session profile, which is right here where this arrow is pointing. Right there. So excellent. Excellent for everybody who took that trade.
Bostic says I penciled in 3 rate cuts next year.
No, I closed it. Because I tend to scalp a lot. So, like this upper value area high on this distribution, it was a good 10-point trade for me. 40 ticks. I don't really hold big, not always, sometimes I do. But most of the time I'm just scalping my levels here. As you can see, I have lots of levels. I wouldn't call it, it's not quite hyper scalping. It's not quite, but I take a lot of trades, a couple $100 each, probably $100 winner on average. Do that a bunch of times. I'm usually done by noon. And if you follow the stream for a while, I'm almost always hitting my profit targets by lunchtime. And in my top steps, I'm already up $642 in times 5. I took a $12,000 payout last Friday. Just took a $3,500 payout on top 1. So I've taken out $19,000 in payouts and prop firms alone for the month of June.
We expect the release of the Dallas-Fed Manufacturing Business Index. Forecast is -12 on the prior, -15 spot 3.
This could be the beginning of the next leg down. We'll see. Don't want to get too enthusiastic about shorts. Like I had said, this market is just, it's ready to go higher. So, nice, Henry. You're leaving us? That was quick. That's right, Corey. If I take one more in that same account, allegedly, they should be moving me to live. So we'll see if that actually happens. You know, they took Kobe, they gave him another 100K straight to funded that he needed to trade in before they took him live. And unfortunately he blew that straight to funded. Even though they told him even if he blew it, they would still take him live. So, you know, there's a lot going on. But, you know, nobody's really in a hurry to go live on prop firms. Like I already have a live account. That's not really my goal. You know, I kind of like the ability to trade virtual money and make money. It's kind of cool. So, I don't know, whatever. Oh, do you? Nice, Henry. Like live, like cash money live, my fun and futures. Oh shit. I don't think I've ever met anybody who had a live account with Apex. They must love you. Taking all their money. Wow. Did you get in when they had those really good deals on those 250s with like a lifetime activation fee or whatever? Yeah. 85 bucks. I remember when they did that. Morning, Ken. Morning, Tony. Sorry, I missed your good morning wishes. All right, so you know we bounce off the value area low right there, and this is the value area high.
As it says, I support coal, natural gas, and nuclear for AI power. It says that solar can be part of the picture too.
The 5 minute is anchored to the future session open at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trader Rick. Luke, I don't even know why you're talking to me. The long trade was a loser. I don't know what long trade you're even talking about. I don't remember calling out a long trade. PC, how much do you risk for the $100? I'm just calling the market as I saw it. I didn't take any trades long. All right, how much do you risk for the $100 profit for each trade?
It says there are more tariff-related prices.
Oh, it varies. It's kind of dynamic, guys. You know, I use the chart. Alessandro from Italy. And that's a $100 profit on average. So I have bigger winners, couple $100, 300, 400. And I have a lot of scratch trades that make only like 5, 10 bucks because I get out because the trade's not working for me right away. And Luke, just to be clear, if you are talking to me about this long trade, this is not a signal room. Okay. I'm not telling anybody to take any trades. You take your own trades. If you're here to get trade calls, you're in the wrong place. I'm here to teach people a trading system and be able to trade for themselves. So, you know, I believe Telegram has a bunch of trading signal rooms you can join if that's what you're looking for.
For the month of June. Forecast -12 on the prior, -15 spot 3. And Fed's Bostic says
Richie,
suggests that
good man. Enjoy. I'm glad you're enjoying the vibe. Take profit on the 25K. Keep your stops tight on that 25K. You can get payouts on a 25K account. I took a bunch of payouts on Apex on a 25K account. I took 10 times 1,500 in Apex on the 25K. Oh, Luke said don't call him out. Okay, Luke, how about goodbye? All right, that was easy. All right, well, let's see what we get next here, guys. So we're still trading in this value area. We kind of rejected at value area high, VWAP, and value area low on the distribution, kind of where we're buying up. So we're still trading in a balanced market here on NQ. No fundamental change there. Same with gold.
Says digital service taxes are a key part of trade talk.
Pretty much have this. Put a all right, so that's our value area on gold as well. Mr. Kumar, welcome from India. So Art, that happens a lot. You know, we pass these combines and then we start performing differently in the funded accounts because there's a lot more pressure. It's not uncommon. And that's also a big reason why they give us virtual funded accounts, because the dynamics change when you know you can start making money in them. It's a psychological thing. You know, just take it slow. It's a process. You might go through a couple of them, not uncommon, before you figure it out. Or a lot of them in some of our cases before you figure it out. So it's a process, Art. Take it slow. Yes. So, Caddy, the volume profile on the top right on the execution is not on the layout. I tend to just drop an anchored one from the drawing tools up here at regular trading hours, or move it around depending on what I'm seeing on the chart. That was a hot, so Trader Rick asked, what was the gray box on the 5-minute where it reversed? That comes from this chart. All right, this is the hourly chart, and I have a session volume profile. I drew this box because of this low volume node right here. Tends to act as support and resistance.
The job market is stable, low desire from firms to hire or fire workers.
And Q is trying to push up, right? I mean, TN, we're still in value here. There's no material direction as of right now. We are in a value area. We're in balance, and we've been in balance since 9:30 a.m. Okay, you can tell that by this distribution that we formed, right? And when we're in balance, we trade this range here until we break out of this range. It holds, then we'll get the push in either direction. But as of right now, we are still in a balanced area for the last hour. Nice, Jody. That's a good trade. That was the setup. We are in value. Fade value area extremes. We're coming back up to value area high again. And now we have an initial balance as well, which is up by upper band. Liam says, quick question. On my top one trader chart, the candle's bullish, and on trading view, it's bearish. William, you might have delayed data on TradingView. You have to pay for futures data. Otherwise, it's delayed.
Minus 12, spot 7, lower than forecast.
So you're probably looking at old data. It's 15 minutes delayed or so. So you need to pay for futures data on TradingView. That's probably why. Okay, another touch of VWAP there. ES also at VWAP. Absolutely, Jody. And have you watched this video? This is a good video for that too. So, Jody, this is for you. That's a good one. Mr. Kumar, the VWAP Wave system, it's a full course. There's hours of content on that in the Discord for you to go through. This is live trading where we actually trade the system, so it's not really as much for going through the basics of the system. That's what the course is for. You can get it free. There's a free trial for a week. You can go through the entire course in a week. Here's the link. Nice iTunes. Good trade. Yes. So Blair, this is anchored to the 9:30 open. Even though it appears on the left side of the chart, it's anchored to 9:30 a.m. That's just how this, you could put it over on the right side, right? It's still anchored at 9:30 a.m. It's just how the drawing tool one works. Looks like it wants to go higher to me, but I don't want to buy right into the VWAP or this low volume node or value area high. So I kind of want to see it clear this area before I go long. I'll be right back. Find code for what? The initial balance indicator? It's on TradingView. It's open source, so you can access it. Are you using a fixed range? Oh, this is not a session volume profile, Bob. This is an anchored. This is from the drawing tools. That's the big difference. So you're probably going into indicators and setting up the session volume profile. This is an anchored volume profile from the drawing tools. It's different. I feel like there could have been so many scalps in this area. I could be done trading already. I only need 350 bucks to call it a day here.
Our senior advisor Hassett says absolutely restarting tape. So Hassett on Fox now says again the White House will restart.
Yeah, it auto updates. It does. You don't have the fixed range. You have to keep moving. The anchored, you do not. It will take in all information as it updates, but it'll start at one location, and then as it adds time, it will include it. The fixed will not.
Japan and the EU says we'll see how it goes.
All right, do we look for another long here, or are they going to take it out of here? We're at point of control.
Asset strengthens Japan and the EU if digital taxes remain.
Nice. Grabbed a little bit of a long there on the bottom side. So, this is the value area high of the distribution. This is the value area low. But then there's also, like right around here and here, there's probably like little pop spots. All right, it's picking up a little bit of speed now. This could very well be the next leg down. We got to be patient. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, yep. Still value area high, IB high. So careful buying here. This has been the spot to buy, but it's kind of ripping. It's probably stopping out a lot of longs. That's going to drive this thing down fast. Was that the spot to long again and I missed it? You're welcome, Zane. Yeah, you can find the Pine code in my TradingView profile. It's open source, so it's completely accessible. You can copy it. Can't long this. Yeah, I find it hard to long as well, Zane. But according to this value area, this is where they keep buying. Now, in the higher time frame chart, this is looking quite bearish. So we got to be patient. We got to let this thing pan out, We're going to get some good trade opportunities. Got to wait.
June 2025 report on the feed for those interested.
I have Zane. So Zane says, have I ever used the cumulative delta that shows the bullish and bearish pressure lines separately? Yeah, like on Bookmap. I have seen that. I don't really use it now. What I like now is this one on Tradeovate that shows nope, wrong chart. Shows abnormal cumulative delta come in. So it turns red when it's abnormal selling pressure, green when it's abnormally high buying pressure, and it's gray when it's just kind of muted. I've found that very helpful. But you don't want to buy this, right? Nothing here that says buy on this cumulative delta.
Best Bostic says the look through may not be right. May not be the right answer for inflation.
All right. Good scalping conditions, guys. If anybody's scalping this is just taking little scalps. Up 820 now. Only got 180 bucks to go. Kind of chopping around so you can kind of catch those little, little longs from here. ES is looking weak, huh? It seems like a controlled sell-off. Nice, Janet. Yeah, I grabbed a little long there too. I'm up 913 across 5 now. So I'll do another 75 bucks or so and call it a day for a Monday in this account. Then I'll move over to cash. Not trading top one, still waiting for them to pay my payout on that one. But I did request it at the end of the day on a Friday. So we have 71 people in the Discord right now, and we have 70 on YouTube. That's pretty awesome. It's Trader Drysdale. Yeah, we've been looking at gold. It's been ranging, right? We're in this balanced market. So fading value area extremes. We've got a couple people short IB and up value area high on the distribution. So that's been the trade so far. We got a VWAP bounce, but it's just kind of trading this balance area right now. Nice, Janet. Nice trade. Right back up to value area high on the distribution. We just traversed the distribution again. Right, guys? So, when we're in balance, right, here's our distribution. Right, so boom. Literally just trading the balance area. That's what happens when we're in balance. Fade value area extremes. We short the top, we long the bottom until we leave this distribution contextually, right? Where we show acceptance and we're leaving this and we're in search of developing a new distribution.
Voice news disconnected.
Not even 11 a.m. yet, guys. There's going to be a move out of this distribution sooner or later, and we'll be ready. Clean this up a little bit. So we built this pretty decent sized distribution here on the session. It's right above Value area high from Friday. If we lose this, we can go back down to 760. So we can try and capture this. 90 to, it's about a 30-point move. But I also don't want to short into the bottom of our distribution. So it's a tough trade. Anybody going for it? Price discovery breakout, short? Or are we fading value area extremes? What is your preferred trade right now? Yeah, fade value area extremes has been paying, hasn't it? Keeps coming back to the bottom of this distribution. No real signals on the cumulative delta either. This is just sideways on the cumulative delta. Really nice scalping conditions, guys. Just beautiful. Longs down here, shorts up here. Put me at $1,000 times 5. I'm gonna lock myself out of these. Turn off my copy trader. And just lock them out. It's a good morning. Stress-free morning. All right, now I'll move over to the cash account and take it easy. Wait for some extra good trades. That's that. 5 grand, top step. Okay. So who thinks they're accumulating to move things higher? Well, John, I love the chop, man. I'll scalp this chop all day. I can accumulate a lot of points trading this chop than waiting for the move that might just fake me out anyway. I love the bounce market trading. I really do. So predictable.
Principal Stick says, I don't believe there's
Right?
a need
We
to
know these are the
break
buy
this
spots
condition.
over and over and over again, have been proving themselves over and over again. On the upside, here's the value area high, and it's doing it again. All right, so who thinks they're accumulating to bring it higher?
Rate hikes.
Start anew. I have been. That's how I made 5 grand in the top steps I just showed you. I have my execution over on the screen. I do try and bring it over, but you know, my scalps are short. I'm not gonna. You guys aren't gonna be able to follow those. So if you want to see the trade executions, they're right here. But there's no point in me showing you scalps that last 30 seconds to a minute. All right, here they are. 10:47. Here, entry times right here. 10:47, 10:48. Wait, here they are. 10:47, 10:47, 10:41, 10:40, 10:40, 10:36, 10:36, 10:11, 10:11, 9:57, 9:53, 9:45. Right? See all those? See this? Morning, Ivan. I'll switch it, Ivan. I always have a 5 minute up, no matter what. I might not have it up on this monitor, but I have the 5 minute up on this monitor. This one never changes. It's always the 5 minute. I may drop down to the 1 minute to get more detail, especially when we're in a tighter range or we're approaching a level that I'm looking to trade. So I might drop down to just to get a little more insight. The levels don't change based on the time frame. Okay. You'll see with our levels, it doesn't matter if you're on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute.
There's a big debate on whether firms can fully pass on
The levels stay the same.
consumers would accept.
This is a developing value area. So it shows based on this how this level is changing. The value area high and the value area low is changing. So it gives some pretty nice insight. I don't use it a ton. I kind of like, because since Top Step X doesn't have a great volume profile, I do like this feature. So you see this like kind of dark line to faded line. That's where it's at now. This is where it was earlier. And you can see how the value area is shifting. If Zane, if so Keith, I don't have a static hold time risk. I just trade the chart. I trade the price action. Whatever it gives me is what I take. So it averages out to, you know, $100 winner, $100 loser on average. My average hold time is 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, so it will make it look like it's touching it perfectly, but it will give you, I mean, when we're trading in balance, this is what you're going to get. So this is why it's so nice to scalp when we do this. It's very predictable. Yeah, Zane, I don't think it has one included, Thinkorswim, but I'm pretty sure you can. There's probably ones that already exist, I would imagine. But Keith, it's not the same. I don't use bracket orders. It's not like, you know, I'm always looking for $100 and I'm always looking to risk 200. You know, it's dynamic. It's shifting based on the market conditions, based on the chart, based on where I'm at with my P&L. Like you guys saw earlier, I took a trade up here. I think it was this one where I had the reversal box. I had my stop pretty high up. I was willing to give quite a bit of my profits back on that trade because I didn't know how far it was going to go. I didn't want to strangle it. I wanted to give it some room because I like the trade idea a lot. So It's always shifting.
It's positive.
I make decisions. It's
Have returned to pre-market.
discretionary. Now you can have it a lot less discretionary. You can absolutely go for $100 winner, $50 loser, whatever. You don't have to do exactly what I do. This is just what works for me. I'm never going to tell someone my way is the only way. Or my way is the right way. I don't believe that. I think there's many ways to skin a cat in this market. It does look that way. It looks like controlled sell-off, JP. Or it could be accumulating shorts to rip us out of here. All right, we're coming at the top of the hour, 11 o'clock. Yep, this coil is getting tighter and tighter. And what's annoying about the coil too is that like we can make it look like it's about to rip to one side or the other, and then that's the fake out and it goes the complete other direction. Or it does this. NQ loves to do that. I love my cat, Tony. Very, very much. Big cat person. Isaac, I don't always wait. It definitely helps with a confirmation. Uh, sometimes, like I took this trade short here. We didn't really get much of a confirmation on the delta until much later. So you would have missed the trade or a big bulk of the move if you were waiting for cumulative delta in this case. So not always. Certain trades I will, certain trades I won't. Just to make it a little more confusing. I wish there were like a simple answer. All right, if I blow that up a little bit, you can kind of see some support here, some accumulation. All right, and then this is kind of this level. Oh yeah, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be a good short. Kind of late to the party down here though.
Bostic says the US consumer is showing more precaution.
108 seemed to have been the place to short. Lower band. Lower band based on the 8 p.m. open. Open, I say. I know Bitcoin doesn't ever close or open, but that's kind of the time we use. Dow is also following ES here, kind of a very similar downtrend. Josh, I agree with you. Josh said if there were a simple always do this answer, it wouldn't work. Failure to understand this leads to questions like, do you always do XYZ? Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. If it were that simple, First of all, if it were that simple, we wouldn't need to trade. We could just program it and have it trade for us. Now there is automated trading. I don't know a whole lot of successful automated traders that aren't working for a large hedge fund or institution. Not really, Zane. My trades are too short term to really put too much emphasis into that. Now I do trade credit spreads on options on SPX, so I take into account for that, but not so much for my futures trading. Yes, happy journey. I have a video for that. Let me pull that up. Let's see. Now we're really chopping. So that podcast I did with Austin should come out the third week of July. He let me talk about the book a lot, which was exciting. Starting to get some nice reviews on the book too. 8 5-star reviews. When people leave a review, it takes a couple of days to show up. I think these are like all reviewed by Amazon before they pop up. So I would say the book has been a smashing success. Zane, I am. Yep, absolutely I am. And I'll use the higher time frames as well. The weekly and monthly VWAP and the daily play a big role on SPX and equities as well. A little bit of a value area. Extreme trade there again. Yes. Come on. Here we go. Nice trade, long. Bought the bottom of the distribution here. Close to it. Tried to. Took us right back up to the value area high. My profit target. Try to capture a bulk of this distribution. Yep, looks like ES. So I would watch Caddy. I would watch ES's chart, not MES. If you trade MES, that's fine, but ES has the better data, better volume data. That's the daddy. You want to follow the daddy. It went right to point of control on ES to the tick so far, 39 and a quarter. I want to thank everybody who left a review on the WAP. I really appreciate it. Really nice reviews. Is Chuck in the room? Chuck, Mike, Corey, all really nice words. Really appreciate it. Yeah, you absolutely could have taken that short at the top of value area high. 100%. These trades just keep playing out over and over. So I didn't take it. I just took a trade long. It's hard to kind of just like hop in the opposite direction so fast for me. You know, you could have grabbed 10 points maybe. Maybe not. It's tight. It does feel like we're starting to build upwards buying pressure here on the cumulative delta. So let's take a look at that. All right, so you can kind of see on the delta just this kind of upwards building pressure, whereas we've been in a channel, right? So that tells me we might break to the upside. Gold's still stuck. Broke it and rejected. A lot of selling pressure right here at 3,300. Yep, I agree on the buying pressure. I would expect us to start moving out of this. And I don't expect it to be fast. We can totally grind out of here. So don't get too excited. It's going to be tough to, I don't think they're going to make it tough to trade at all. We have to get through VWAP. We have to get through this low volume node. There's a lot of stuff. So yeah, gold's flat as a pancake. I'll be right back. Hasn't been able to break above VWAP either, though. Remember how I talked about how it might make us think it's breaking to one direction and then it loves to do that, man. We have a couple of really smart people in the group that are going to be doing some back testing research and stuff on Denali. It'll be interesting to see what they're able to dig up. Batman on top one. Yeah, you can open up. Depends on what type of account. You can have 3 of this. The straight to funded. I think the pro accounts you could have like 7. So it depends on what account. But yeah, you could have multiple accounts. What account are you talking about? Logger. I don't remember how I got this one. I downloaded it somewhere or something. It's been on my chart for so long. It's in these free indicators. I don't even know. I don't know how I got there. I don't remember doing it. It was a while ago. Oh, this one? This one is, where did I get that one? Ah, under settings, day volume profile. So that does the whole session. And then I have my RTH one right here on the left. Selling pressure has arrived. All the selling pressure here, guys. This on the histogram shows me a move with intention. So maybe we look to go short. I don't know. I don't want to get bagged either. We rally back up. Now what? I'll take a little bit of a short position here on the price discovery breakout trade. I don't love it, but we'll see. Could be the short we've been waiting for.
Fitch Ratings comment that higher NATO pledge compounds Europe's fiscal consolidation challenges.
Feels heavy. Have a stop up at 817.
Looking into this piece from Fitch Ratings there, it notes that the NATO members pledged to increase defense spending to 5% of GDP by
We got in
2025.
pretty much short right at the lower band.
Such costs are compounding European sovereign fiscal
Need to have some continuation here, though. The selling kind of died off a little bit right there. So we'll see if we get some continuation to the downside.
We have posted out the full piece from Fitch Ratings on the B for those interested.
Remove my stop to break even now. Took one off. Took one off for some small profits. Got holding one.
Euro extends gains against the dollar to 1.1755, the new high for this year.
Yeah, stop me out. And then goes down. Look at that. I knew exactly where I was. To the tick. Yeah, right? Sure seems like it sometimes. I'll look to get back in.
In 7 minutes time now, at the bottom of the hour, the US is due to sell $79 billion in 3-month bills with a prior high yield of 4.195% and a prior bid to cover of 3.49. The US is also due to sell $71 billion in 6-month bills with a prior high yield of 4.12% and a prior bid to cover of 2.7.
Yeah. All right, now we go long. Return to value. Want to control here. Did flip long. Oh. Very tricky, but I am managing my risk. I'm up 430. That could have been the back test. I don't know if I'd short right into a reclaim of value area low, Carlitos. Cumulative delta is going positive too. If you've been shorting at 810, 815, you've been bagged every time. If you didn't get out quick. I want to see us hold below value area low and lower band before I go short. Well, I'm glad you got your 10 minutes, Carlitos, because you essentially shorted the bottom. So that was good that you got out that fast. Because we're going up so far.
In 5 minutes time now, at the bottom of the hour, US due to sell $79 billion in 3-month bills. Prior high yield, 4.195%. Bid to cover prior, 3.49. US also due to sell $71 billion in the 6-month bills, with a prior high yield of 4.12% and a prior bid to cover of 2.7.
$200 ain't bad, Blair. You're lucky you got that retracement there, Carlitos. You is lucky. Because this is going up. When you said at 11:21, this is this candle. We're at point of control. Highest volume on the regular trading hours. Choppiest part of the chart. I always find myself getting into trades on point of control, Chuck. It's very frustrating. It's like me and every other idiot getting in at the same spot. That's what I feel like. Here we go. See if we get some continuation on this. Right back to lower band. Nope, no continuation. Super chop. Gray just means it's subdued, below average volume. Red is above average selling pressure. Green is above average buying pressure. Gray is average or below or subdued. That's why I love it. Kind of lets you know where the real pressure is stepping in. That combined with tick strike is really nice.
Expecting the results from the US 3 and 6 month bill auctions.
All right, 11:30. Let's do a check-in. We got a couple people small red. How are we trading this morning, guys? Let's do a little trade check-in. How's everybody doing? Nice, Carlitos. Chuck, that's a little deeper red than. Yes, saying only NQ over. I'll trade on the Dom. I'll place my stops and profit targets on the Dom. Nice art. I agree with that, Zane. Slope down, short favored, but we're starting to flatten out a little bit. Nice, John. Small green is good. Small red is okay. Small green is okay. Big green is great. Big red, that's what we want to avoid. Who remembers big red gum? Love that stuff. Nice, active trader. That's some good P&L right there. So guys, this is a balanced market, right? So if you're red, are you finding yourself trying to catch bigger moves that just aren't coming instead of fading the value area extremes like we should be in a market like this? Let's talk a little bit about why you think you're red. Let's do a little analysis while we wait for NQ to make up its mind here. Gold also just breaking above IB and then selling, rejecting over and over again. Same thing, short value area extremes. Future King says, I'm great at big red days, but trying to diversify into green. I think that'd be a good diversification for you. I'd like to see more of that. Let's see if we could help you be your entree into more green and big green. Bob had a few beers and traded Asia. That sounds like a terrible idea. I mean, it is holding. Oh, you mean hold to the long side, right, Corey? Yeah, it never really showed acceptance, did it? Just a bunch of wicks.
Euro 4. US selling $84 billion and awarding 3.73% of bids at high.
So Chuck says I can't get that follow through. Yeah, because we are in a balanced market.
Bid cover of 2.7.
It's very tough to get follow through when we're trading in the middle of a distribution.
US there sold $76 billion and awarded 23.32% of bids at high.
I think active trader, he meant hold it to the upside. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. iTunes up 3K on Dow Jones. Nice, Ain. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. Learning, analyzing. You don't always have to be in a trade. Sellers or buyers aren't really in this to win it right now. And the cumulative delta kind of tells us that we're in a range of, 500, 600 contracts. All right, that looks a little bit of strength coming in here, but still not above this high on the cumulative delta. So this is just choppy, chop, chop, chop. What do we have tomorrow? We have PMI, jobs, ISM. Eh, I don't know if that's significant enough news for the market to wait for. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the market, but I wouldn't consider that as we've had a huge move up. It's not uncommon to consolidate for a while, for a couple of hours even. We have big players that are trying to get in and out here. Jay Powell, what they speak at 9:30? Yeah, I don't know. He's been speaking all last week. He was testifying in front of Congress. I don't know. Gotcha. Is this the move? They're going to refresh the bid here. Grabbed a little bit of that pullback there. Normally, I wouldn't recommend buying into VWAP, but this looks like the move out. Yeah.
So we're noticing Alphabet shares.
They had 680.
Market gains,
Good.
around 1%.
Still like it. It's no longer a VWAP bounce, guys, just FYI. What we have now are, VWAP scalps out of the advanced playbook. VWAP bounce is long over, even though it's still respecting VWAP. ES seems to have broken VWAP. Looks like this could be a little bit of a back test. That'd be interesting. I nailed that entry. Look at that entry right there. Get 30. Take one off there. Hold one. See if we can break through. Let's go. That's why I like the break of VWAP on NQ because ES is already above it. So I got long on that retracement. Hopefully they I was thinking they might refresh the bid, try and push it through. Can't lose now though. I got to stop at break even. Oh, is it overbought on the RSI? Got to go down. It's overbought. Too many buyers. Oh yeah, the 1 minute stochastic. That is for sure. All the big players are watching that. I'm just teasing. Looks like it's coming back on me. No, no, pulling in the shorts. Drive it up. Let's go. Refresh that bid. Look at that line right there. Big buyer or seller right there. Somebody got involved. They could be holding this thing up at that price level, trying to push it through VWAP. They're trying. It's at 8:41 is session. Man. I'm just going to take my profits. Put me at 827. All right, Blair, slowly but surely. You take a long or a short on that, Blair? Yep. Yep. 827. That's gross before commissions. I'm also trading like one or two minis, guys. It's a lot easier to hit those. Let's go. Let's break. It's a lot easier to hit that with minis than it is to with micros, right? I do lose fast. I do try and take them off, and that's habitual, guys. You know, because I don't I like to take trades, right? And I know if I get caught off sides and get stuck in a losing trade, I won't be able to take another trade. So I'd rather just get out and wait for the next trade because there's always another trade. Just get of the mindset that there's always another trade. Especially with our system, there's so many opportunities. There's so many setups. Just be patient. Get out of the loser. You were wrong. Take the next one. Or try to get out for a scratch or a small profit. Yeah, there's a lot to contend with right here. You know, we have this low volume node, essentially. Not by much. Not much of a divergence. Goes. It's like they're absorbing the selling. They push it higher, or is that it? Went right to my low volume node spot. Ah, not necessarily. It can break fast. It could flush through it, but sometimes they'll grind right through it by supporting the bid. They could even fill it out and expand the current distribution, make it bigger. But it seems as if all the dips are getting bought. See if they reverse this thing. Fritz, no problems that I know of, unfortunately. If you're having an issue with your card. Beautiful. All right, guys, that puts me at over $1,000 for the day. Just scalping long as we push out of that. We're slowly moving out of this balance area. So they keep buying all the sell-offs and blah, blah, blah. So that was good. A lot of scalps. You human, good idea. One trade, one win. Come back tomorrow. We try again. All right, we got about 10 minutes. Oh, look at that. There was your fast through the low volume node you were looking for. It could still reject and come back all the way through it. So, because it is an unpopular price area, there's not a lot of liquidity there. Could still very well reject, but nice longs. We had confirmation from the CVD. ES was breaking above VWAP. We were leaving. So this is, VWAP bands aside, we were starting to leave, right? Grind out of this distribution we had formed, which gave me the long scalps to the upside. And the cumulative delta was positive, nice sloping, lots of volume coming in on the buyers. So good long trades there, guys, for anybody who took them. Like it's back above the low volume node. We can head to upper band now. Excellent longs, guys. Good work to everybody who took those longs with me. If you try and hold a runner, you could get up to upper band on that. If we get up there relatively fast, I do like upper band. We have kind of a high volume area here at 73 to 76. So if we do go above upper band a little bit, it might go to the 75 level. All right, guys. Well, we're close to the 12-minute mark, 12 o'clock hour here. Do we have any questions before I wrap up here for today? Big sellers have come back in. Not too significantly, though. Don't get too excited. If we're going to keep grinding up, they're just going to buy that stuff. So watch to see if it gets bought up quickly. Indicative of the grind up. No gold trades today for me. Looks like that's also trying to push up out of that initial balance very slowly. Ivan, I have VWAP anchored to the 6 p.m. open Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, gold was just, it looks like it's trying to push out of this balance area very slowly. So it sells off, they buy it up, sells off, they buy it up. It's making higher lows. It's kind of forming this rising wedge, which looks like we could get a breakout above it. But that's taken literally hours to do. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap up here. Any questions? Last call for any questions. If you want to continue trading, we have the trading lounge in the premium Discord. If you want to continue trading with each other, I encourage you to head on over there. You can share your mics, you can share your screens, collaborate on trade ideas in the VWAP Wave system. So that's a great perk. I encourage you to check that out if you haven't yet, or move on over there if you're planning on continuing to trade. And of course, if you are going to continue to trade, manage your risk and stay sharp. Don't let that trader fatigue ease in on you by sitting in front of the screens for prolonged periods of time. A big reason I only trade for a couple hours a day, guys. All right. Well, thanks everybody for participating and joining us this morning. Welcome to all the new members. As you go through the coursework and through the materials in the Discord, just feel free to tag us or ask questions. There's also an FAQ to go through if you have any quick questions. There's a lot of easy answers in there. I encourage everybody to go through. So have a wonderful day. Thank you, Lager. Thank you, John. Thank you, Zane. So wishing everybody a good day of trading if you're going to continue, and we'll be back at it tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great afternoon, everybody.